let's talk the second worst team in the National League. They're not much better, and I quite frankly think they are a worse team than the Mets.
That's crazy.
The Phillies are 0-6.
I don't know if it's crazy.
No.
They're 0-6 since our last episode. 0-2 versus Chicago, 0-3 versus Atlanta, 0-1 versus the Cubs. 8-14 overall, 2-8 in their last 10. 7.5 back of the division, 5 games back of the wild card. They have a minus 42 run differential.
The worst in baseball by far.
Yeah, that is not a team that is better than the Mets, John. That is a team that is worse than the Rockies.
They're doing really, really bad. I can't. They're doing terrible. Pitching's bad, hitting's bad, and then when they're hitting, the pitching's bad. When they're pitching good, the hitting's bad. I don't even know what Thompson's doing at this point with some of the stuff here because he's still marching out Walker there.
Well, come Saturday, though.
Come Saturday, Wheeler's going to be back and Walker's in the bullpen.
Yeah, so
thankfully, and then hopefully when Wheeler's back, all the pitchers kind of fall into their normal role, and none of them feel like they need to be the star, and hopefully they all settle down and get in the role and start pitching how they usually pitch. But the hitting in the lineup, I don't know what Thompson's doing because he's benching Crawford randomly, and they're starting this. I think they're starting Felix Reyes in right field, who just came up, and he's doing good, but it's just Crawford's your top prospect. I'd play him a ton. Saul Fielder, he's the other day, yesterday he was the only one that had an RBI double.
Well, he leads the team in batting average.
Yeah, he leads the team in batting average. I don't know why Crawford's not batting higher up in the lineup because honestly, I'd go Turner, Crawford, Harper, Schwarber.
Well,
over what they have now because it's just not working, and they need to try different things. It's just.
Well, this was kind of the disaster scenario we talked about with this team coming into the season, where it was how many times can you roll out the same lineup over and over again, and it fails in the postseason, and it's successful. It's eventually going to catch up to you come regular season. The postseason woes. This isn't, obviously the Yankees are me and Corey's team, and we had a little bit of pause with the Yankees, kind of run it back Yankees. But this is just bad. But this is the 6th year in a row that this has been the exact Phillies team. And they had the one World Series run, but it kind of feels like they're just living off of that appearance still with some of these guys. Trey Turner's been bad this season. He was really solid last year, though, so I think maybe you just hold off before overreacting there. Harper's actually been solid, to be fair.
Very good.
Schwarber, the average is terrible, but
his average is always terrible.
But the pop numbers are still there. Alec Boehm is just unplayable at this point in time. Honestly, Edmundo Sosa, not that he's much better, but you just be better off rolling him out at third every single day, if we're being honest. Crawford should be up the lineup. Romuto, he's been decent. Stott, maybe you could still trade him while there's something left in the tank there. I think he'd
do better if he was an everyday player, though. I feel like I get he's not batting well against lefties, but you look at a couple of seasons ago, and the guy's batting the guy can bat upwards 300, 400 for a month.
But there's just also not really a big time third baseman that I think is available. Maybe with how terrible the Astros are, you could call them up about Isaac Paredes and see if a deal could be worked out there. That's not something that I would hate to see.
I just think their plan was they were hoping to bring Aiden Miller up earlier this year and then move off and trade Boehm and possibly Stott.
Yeah.
He got hurt, and I think that kind of derailed the plans.
And then pitching wise, it's Christopher Sanchez and nothing else. Now Duran's on the 15-day IL as well, so the bullpen is just good luck.
Double A.
Not that the Phillies are winning many games at the end, but now the ones that they are, it's good luck closing that out. So, and now they're 8-15 mid us recording. They've lost. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row now. So it's been a week since they've gotten a win. Again, I still believe it's more I'm not ready to. The way that I was completely out on the Mets, I'm not completely out on the Phillies yet. Just because, as much as I say, hey, this team's probably not going to win in the postseason because they haven't, and we've seen this team. it's the same way that I'm kind of like, this team will be better than what they are now because we've seen them for the last 6 years be a playoff team at least. I don't know if they make it back to the playoffs this year. I'm not confident by any means, but I am confident that they'll be out of the dumps of 4th place in the NL East, and they certainly won't be the 2nd worst team in the National League come the end of the year.
I think the biggest question right now,
because they'll be buyers too.
Yeah,
by the way.
they're gonna be buyers, and the biggest question right now is if Wheeler comes back and he pitches like he was last season before he got hurt. Because if he comes back and pitches like he usually does, it
just doesn't change that lineup.
But I have faith that they'll at least start picking it up a bit.
I mean, they have the 3rd lowest amount of runs scored in baseball.
But come the trade deadline, like they're gonna have to be buyers and try to get some other bats. Like it's like at least at 3rd.
I mean, we'll see who's available when we get there. I don't know.
They are who I thought they were. That's what they are. The nightmare scenario that we talked about, I thought was a lot more realistic than was given a lot of credit for, just because they have a very old team. Their pitching fell apart. Ranger's gone. Wheeler's hurt.
But Ranger's not doing that great anyway.
No, he's not. Taijuan Walker is...
He's bad. He's always been bad. Like, I don't... Like, that's not... Like, that's like, he's been bad, always been bad. I don't know why he's still there.
Christopher Sanchez.
He's good.
He's very
good.
But I think the Phillies just refuse to get younger and more athletic. And I would say pretty confidently that they have the least athletic team in all of baseball.
Yeah, that's why the Adolis Garcia signing just never made sense to me. Not that he's a bad player, and I think it would be a really great asset for some team out there.
You took a stiff team and added a stiff player.
Yeah,
the Phillies are built on power, and they just haven't found
they
power.
They live and die by the home run, and that's been their thing.
And it's a big problem that I had with the Yankees over previous years. They kind of are finally starting to wake up and like move away from it. And so I do understand where it's like, guys, how about you just get some baseball players? Like the Phillies need about 3 Ernie Clements on their team. like they don't need to be anything flashy. Just bat 250, field good, get a decent OBP, and let guys like Harper and Schwarber eat around you. But the problem is they just got too many crappier versions of Harper and Schwarber on the team.
Like, Bohm really brings nothing to the table right now. You held on to him too long, and now his trade value is in the gutter.
Well, like I said, I think they were going to trade him, but Aiden Miller got hurt.
I mean, I just don't know. Like, what are you going to get for him?
And now I think they're just stuck with him until the end of the season. Because I mean, this contract's up after this year, so
I mean,
probably
somebody might take a shot on the expired.
You might,
or like you could trade him along with a prospect to a team that's like willing to just eat it.
Like for the longest time, I was thinking like they should just trade him.
The problem is there's just not a team bad enough right now to bring that up. I mean, like, would the Royals be willing to move off of a Michael Garcia or Bohm and a prospect? So. Probably not. I mean, Garcia's under contract for a while. It's a pretty friendly deal, by the way.
Right. That left side is locked up good.
Yeah. So, but there's just not enough teams that are bad enough. Like the Baltimore Orioles, I don't think they're at the spot where they're like, let's move off of Jordan Westbrook. I don't think that they're at that point in their season.
I don't think the Red Sox are bad enough to say, hey, let's bring in Bohm and, let him replace Durbin.
Yeah, I
think they might have been able to get away with that trade like earlier. Like if they did it in the off season, they might have been able to trade Bohm to the Red Sox. But not now, though.
I think the Phillies are kind of just going to have to eat it and hopefully turn it around.
He has to go. The Phillies aren't going to be good until Dombrowski's gone because he doesn't do anything.
You said to us in the pre-show, and I guess it's a similar question to what we were talking about with the Mets, but Rob Thompson, is there an expiration date on him as the manager?
I defended him a lot over the years on the podcast too and stuff and all that. because a lot of the stuff I didn't think was his fault. But I mean, this past year with the World Series and High Managed World Series, I think it absolutely is his fault that they lost to the Dodgers. I think right now I don't understand a lot of the stuff he's doing with the lineup and just benching Crawford and starting other guys over him and all this other stuff. And I personally think if Wheeler comes back and they're still struggling, I mean, like I can see Thompson possibly getting fired or at minimum somewhere there, or maybe if they don't make the playoffs this year, I could see him going and Dombrowski going.
If they don't make the playoffs this year, I think it's a clean house situation.
Yeah.
Dombrowski will land on his feet. He's brought so many teams to the playoffs, to the World Series. Somebody will give him a chance to build again.
I just think
it needs to be somewhere that has money because he can't do it without money.
It's just who's.
Well, they're spending. I mean, he's spending money with the Phillies. It's just he's not. It's just like
it's not smart money.